Hello, everyone. This is Alex from Red Lemon Club, continuing my IGTV series. I did say I was going to do this every day, and I think I've been terrible and I've missed a day. So I deserve a slap on the wrist for that. But I wanted to get into addressing something that one of my readers brought up, Julie's Creative. Thank you for leaving a comment. This is going to be for you. You mentioned struggling with the real inconsistency of mood and energy that she has, and she's trying to do everything she can to help herself with diet, exercise, avoiding alcohol and that kind of stuff. So maintain those energy levels and maintain that mood. Well, this is an interesting topic because it's a very difficult one. This is no doubt why you chose this as your number one issue, and I can relate to maintaining a good mood. But I would say, and trying to keep this within the 10-minute boundary. Let's just sort of tackle this at least at the very basic level. So you've got sort of two sides to this, I would say. The first side is tackling those things that you did mention, which is things like the coffee and avoiding all those things that you know bring your energy levels down and affect your mood. So you will have to do the work into identifying those things because you know yourself better than anyone else. For me, one of those things that I know I need to give up is coffee, because coffee is great for a few hours of intense productivity, but then there's that crash, isn't there? So those high stimulus things that we tend to enjoy tend to also lead to those energy crashes. So I would first of all tend to those things that you know for a fact have brought your energy levels down, even if initially they may bring them up. So you might have to make some pretty tough decisions about the kinds of things that you choose to cut out of your life. And if you're really interested in being productive, then you're going to have to be strict with those things. And to be honest, now that I'm talking about it right now, I know that coffee is going to have to go tomorrow because, and I did go 3 months this year without coffee, and my God, like I mellowed out so nicely. Like I didn't have those energy rushes, those productive rushes that I normally get with coffee, which I really miss, and I've now been kind of getting back to. But then, of course, it always leads to that crash and bad moods. To be honest, as well, I get bad moods when I've sort of come down from the coffee as well. So things like coffee and high stimulus stuff tend to lead to those kind of ups and downs, that volatility in mood, which you might have to look further into. I can't cover that in a short video, but look into those sort of those dietary aspects that can change your mood and affect your energy levels, and just eradicate them out. You know, you've got to find a way of making that more stable. And that will apply to also the exercise that you do. Everybody knows that exercise is good, and exercise tends to sort of stabilize mood and boost energy, of course, as well. So think about those dietary and physical aspects. But there's another element to this as well, which is understanding the nature of reality. Okay, we're going to get nice and deep here, right? So we're going to get nice and philosophical here. And if you've read any of my articles, you'll know that I tend to delve into these deeper and darker areas. But for me, what's really key is understanding the chaos, the chaotic nature of reality and how things are always changing. We need to understand and come to accept that there's always going to be struggle, there's always going to be darkness, there's always going to be difficulty in our lives, and there's always going to be uncertainty. And every day that we wake up, if you are trying to avoid that stuff, and if you're trying to live in the delusion that life is just going to be peachy and dandy and full of rainbows and happiness every day, then you're going to struggle with mood, and you're going to be affected, and you're going to react to the difficulties of life. So you need to accept and come to expect uncertainty and start to grow to love it in a way, because that's going to help you react in a way that is positive. This is what it really comes down to, and I think I'm addressing the core of the issue that you bring up, Julie, which is that we need to react to the things we don't like in life in the best way that we can. I think it was Ralph Waldo Emerson that mentioned, or had the brilliant quote of something to do with along the lines of it's how you get up from challenge that's the key thing. You know, the key determinant of character is how you react and respond to the challenge, and dusting yourself off when a challenge does kind of come your way. So you have two choices really with everything that flings towards you in life. You can either react like a victim and say, oh, woe is me, life is difficult, and this is really difficult. I'm experiencing a challenge here, and it's tough, and I'm just going to curl up into a little ball and suffer like the poor little rabbit that I am. Or take the other option, which is the creative route, which is to say, I'm going to create something from this moment. I'm experiencing difficulty here. I don't feel it. I feel bored. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I don't like how reality is presenting itself right now. But I'm going to make the decision rather than to be a victim and to say, life is hard and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to use this opportunity to change and to grow as a person. I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to change. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get better, and to say I'm going to create something from this. So it's about destruction or creativity in that moment. And the more that you can take a bad moment and turn it into a creative one, making it into a positive, seeing the value in it, seeing the positivity in it, you can make something positive from any moment that comes to you in life. And that is really going to help with energy and mood. It's really down to your philosophy. It's really down to your mindset. So there are two aspects. There's the sort of dietary, avoiding stimulants aspect. There's, introducing more exercise and doing all those things that we all know are great for us. Avoiding those those sort of refined carbs and sugar, and bringing in more vegetables and meats and whatever else. I mean, we all have different philosophies on that, but we know what we feel good about when it comes to food and exercise. So do more of that good stuff, but then moving into the other side of it. Think about how you can react creatively to those difficult moments in life. And the better you get at that, the more your mood is going to sort of lift itself more effortlessly. And this is what I found. If you can see that mood is really a choice. It's not, once you have those basic things in place, good diet and everything else, you will, when you understand the philosophy of all this, mood can be a choice. You can decide to be grumpy and let your ruminating thoughts kind of carry you away, or you can go the other way and sort of think about it for a second and say, yeah, this sucks, but then move on. You've got to find something positive in that moment and make the right decision, which is to be creative, which is to give value to the world, which is to exert your energy and push through the pain, push through that boredom that you might be feeling, because it's going to be fleeting if you can just view it creatively. You can turn anything into a positive. I know that there are other times that, like as I mentioned in an article, if you're getting eaten by a bear or something like that, life really does truly suck at that moment, and there's very little you can do to improve that moment through mindset alone. You've got to get the hell out of there. But that's being creative. That's reacting in the most creative and positive way you can, given the circumstances. And you can apply that mindset to absolutely everything in life. And so the more you realize that mindset, mood, your mood is really a choice, and your happiness is a choice. That it's, those two are very finely sort of intertwined together. Mood and happiness is really a choice. You can either decide to be a victim and to take the destructive route and sort of go down into a downward spiral by denying reality and saying, no, I can't take this, I don't want this, I'm not going to make something of this. Or you can do the creative side. You can be a creator. You can own your problems, right? You can own the situation. And if you can be an owner, and if you can understand that it's all about choosing your good mood, you can maintain those higher levels of positive moods. And it is possible, folks. I know that life is bloody difficult sometimes, but there are ways to make it better. There are ways to sort of grab the reins a little bit more and feel like you could feel less like you are not in control. You know what I mean? So go with the flow, take ownership of your mistakes and your troubles and your struggles, and make the most of them. And you have that choice every minute of every day. Hope that helped. Julie's creative. If any of you guys have, I've just realized my camera is kind of syncing, but if any of you guys have a question or a topic that you'd like me to bring up in the next video, let me know. I'm right here. And I'll see you in the next one before the video runs out.